Welcome! It's Friday night, and tonight I am a guest designer on the Unique in the Creek page, so I can't wait to show you what I'm going to teach you how to make tonight. So if you are coming in and this is the first time for you, I'd love to know where you're joining us from. Also, if you are, I'm trying to think of all the things, if you want to save a copy of this tutorial, super simple. On Facebook, if you're on a Facebook user, you're going to click the share button. That's super simple. Don't have to do anything else. If you're catching this on a YouTube, it's probably going to be a replay from an earlier Facebook Live. So for you guys to save the tutorial, you just simply have to click the share button, and that'll go ahead and save it in whatever system you have set up on your YouTube account. Also, if you have never met me, my name is Kat. I am owner of Kat's Creations and More, as well as Kat's Creations Wreaths, which you will find on all my social media pages. I have been making wreaths for almost, in September it'll be 7 years. I've been doing this as my side business or my small business. So I have had this idea for a while. I have been creating what's going to be the centerpiece for our wreath for about a week now, and I'm going to walk you through all the things, give you all the information that you need, and all the things. So if you aren't following me currently, I'd love to have you join me over on my Facebook page, which we go live twice a week on Tuesdays and Thursdays. We do public lives, so Kat's Creations Wreaths is where you'll find me.
And I already copied it on the other.
Oh, and that's about it. So let me make sure I can see all of you, and I can see it here. So hi Tammy, welcome. Hi Laurie, hi Tina, hi Sandy. Oop, give me a second. Hi Donna, hi Diana, hi Dee, hi Patsy. Cheryl, you made it. Okay, so I'm going to pivot you down. I'm going to cover all the materials, and then we're going to put the whole thing together, because it's just an image in our mind until we create it, and then hopefully it's half as good as we imagine, if not better. So I'm going to go ahead and pivot you down right now. Give me just 1 second. I'm always making sure. This is so odd because I don't have the Mevo to see. I know, but I need to get this up just a touch more. Have my husband just manning the Mevo for me. So Steve's back. So we used to be Friday nights at 5 o'clock for years. So who knows? Maybe this will inspire us to go back. So what we are going to be using today is we are using the Unique in the Creek oval form. And I had envisioned that this would be the perfect base for our Halloween monster wreath. So we're going to be using this. This is 20 inches tall. It is 14 inches wide. So that is going to be the base for this wreath. We're going to be pairing that. We're going to be adding a wide foil, orange deco mesh. You will need 22 pieces. We're going to be doing 10 on the inside, and we're going to be doing 12 to the outside. And so that'll give us a really nice, super fun, metallic, festive Halloween base for a monster. And then let me show you what he looks like. So I have been working on him for a little more than a week. And he's not a standalone. So let me show you what he looks like. This is our monster, who currently doesn't have a name. I've nicknamed him Frank. I don't know why. I just told my husband he looks like a Frank to me. So this guy is going to be the centerpiece of that design. And this is something that I've handcrafted. He has adorable little shoes. He can either be used as a wreath attachment, or he can be used as a shelf sitter. And I am doing pre-orders. If you want to order one of these monsters, you can find him on my website at kathscreationsandmore.com, as well as the listing for this wreath is already up but it does not have a photo. It just has the Facebook Live photo.
They're all saying adorable. Cheryl said Igor.
Igor. I know there's so many people who, like, we're running a giveaway right now to see what is his name. So temporarily his name is Frank until then. So if you want to join in on that, you can do that. And then we are going to be adding this adorable because he's got little candy corn leggings. He's going to have his own monster size candy corn sucker because his one eye is bigger than his stomach, so he has to go big. So that is going to be his centerpiece in this delightful design. We'll add a bow, we'll add some ribbon tails, and we'll have a ton of fun. So you guys super excited and ready? Okay, I'm going to put him to the side, and I have already prepped my oval frame. So this is my layout, and this was a layout that I worked on that I felt like took advantage of giving us really great coverage without having to overdo it. You will need 2 rolls of deco mesh, but just to get the extra 2 pieces. And I just added 2 pieces to this design. I did the top and then I did the very bottom. So as you can see right here, instead of going every other outside hole, right here at the bottom and also up here at the top, we have every hole, and then it skips, and I'm just doing outside hole and then I'm doing inside hole, and you'll see why when I show you what we've done with the mesh. Now the mesh has to be cut with a wood burning tool. I'm a huge fan. If you can wood burn it, you should, because it reduces the amount of fraying to your mesh by about 90-some%. So these are all cut to 20-inch pieces with the wood burning tool. So I just envision a line going straight up the center, and I'm just going to start gathering. Just like so. And I'm doing finished edge to the inside. Right here, I'm going to start with the inside. And we're just going to twist. And then I'm going to go ahead and remove the inside pipe cleaners, because good old Frank, being as wide as he is from all that Halloween candy, he just takes up too much space. So now we're going to just go all the way around and completely create a good, thick bed of deco mesh base. Because we need something to hold Frank up. He'll probably have 4 or 5 other names by the time I'm done. If you guys have any questions at all, let me know. Hi Elizabeth, she said great job to be guest creator on Unique in the Creek. Thank you. It's not supposed to be on YouTube right now. It's going to be on YouTube later.
Yeah, it'll be on YouTube later.
Yeah. Oh, it's staying on YouTube, coming with Cat at 8. Huh. It says these are usually shown on both Facebook and YouTube. I'm not sure. I was told that it was going to come later. So.
Yeah, since this is your first time on Unique in the Creek.
Yes, this is my first time on their page. Normally you guys see me on my own page. Hi Lorraine. She said, hello Kat, and sprinkled you out there. Thank you. Deborah said, how many pieces of mesh? You will need 10 for the inside oval, and then you will need 12 to the outside. So you'll need 22 pieces completely cut, 20 inches long. So you'll need just a touch over a roll. Oh, gotcha, Tina. She said, not every designer does both. Replay will definitely be later on YouTube. Awesome.
Thank you, Tina.
Okay, so as you can see, I'm doing the method that I labeled the next one, which just simply means whichever pipe cleaner you come next to, you're going to go ahead and lay those in. So as you can see, it's creating a very full look just by alternating the inside and outside pieces. So the inside pipe cleaners we're cutting, the outside ones we're leaving, and you have an option. You can turn them sideways. You can go bigger and add cruffles to it. But like I said with Frank, occupying more than 50% of the real estate on this wreath. I've got to squeeze him in here somehow. So I just felt, based on his coloring, he's just got little pops of green just to kind of give him something outside the ordinary black, orange, and white. So that's why he's doing that. That's why we've given him a touch of green. So when you ruffle, I'm doing this against the curl. I'm gathering at about half an inch at a time. So it just kind of creates a little pleated look. And then I'm just tucking these in as we go all the way around. And then I just kind of open them up. Now the inside ones are basically just to cover the space in between. So we'll do the inside one and then the outside. Where are you guys all joining us from? We are in a hot and humid Washington. This was not, we were supposed to be done with our heat wave, and yet it has decided that it just likes Washington too much, so it's going to linger through the weekend, which is not making me a happy camper, because our AC can't keep up with that.
Cheryl says Waco, Texas.
Waco, Texas. You know what, Cheryl? Next time we come to Oklahoma, we should just like schedule a meetup. You're only like, I think 4 hours away. I think, right?
Yeah.
So we could do that. Oh, okay. Teresa said Illinois. Lynn says South Dakota. Lorraine, New Paltz, New York here. Linda says Florida. Gail says, got on late. What are you making? We are making a monster wreath using the oval Unique in the Creek board. So right now we're just creating the base. Tina, you're from Ohio. Nice. Nancy says Alabama. Diane says South Louisiana.
Yeah, that's from
Massachusetts. Francis says watching from Georgetown, South Carolina. Dee's from Pensacola, Florida.
Yeah, we've been unusually hot up here.
Yeah. I think everyone has been unusually hot. What the heck is going on with the weather? That's all I can say. So I'm trying to squeeze this one. This is our last one, going around the horn at the bottom. Can you guys believe that last time, like when I did this one the first time, there are holes at the top, and I've got to remember that because I did that last time. I didn't do the top at the top. I actually put everything in, laid everything out, put everything in, and then I was like, when I went to add the hanger, which you need to do at the beginning, I realized that I had it upside down. But it's no big deal. You can just make extra holes and hang it that way. Jan, welcome. She said, just now found you. Thank you. What else?
We'll take some of your rain.
We haven't had any
rain.
rain
In about 2 weeks. It's been weird up here.
Yeah, we're having to hand water. Isn't that crazy? Hand water here in Washington, the Evergreen State. I am looking, trying to make sure I'm staying on top of comments. Oh, wow. Okay, Sandy said Canada. Susan says Kentucky. Sandra said Louisiana, hot and humid here, rain most of the day. I know what that's like. Michigan is Deborah. Judy said Alberta, Canada. Welcome. Mary Sharota says Wisconsin. Brenda says more Oklahoma. How close is that to Morris, Oklahoma? Or Tulsa for that matter. Lynn is from Baltimore, Maryland. Welcome, Lynn. Hi, Joanne from Pennsylvania. And back from Utah. Amy from Illinois. Patsy from Virginia.
There's no noise in Illinois.
Illinois. Dottie from Connecticut. Tammy, West Virginia. Linda from Southern California. Whereabouts? Because we lived in Southern California for like 50 some years before we moved to Washington. Lynn says Florida. Robin is Tennessee.
Well, that runs up 2 hours from Tulsa.
Cheryl said Louisiana. I'll take some of your rain. Right?
Yeah, that's what I said. We haven't had rain.
Yeah. Judith says greetings from Charlotte. Carolyn is Mississippi. Man, you guys are just knocking it out of the park. Hi, Sherry from Virginia. Lorraine says it's finally beautiful here. Low 80s. Very cool tonight. Lows in the 60s. Awesome.
For us, 80s is super hot.
Yeah, for us in Washington, 80s is like, oh God. It's like, that is way too hot. Okay. Faith. South Carolina. Nancy says Southport, North Carolina. Beverly says viewing from St. Louis, Missouri. Christine is from Nova Scotia. Darlene from Pennsylvania.
I thought Linda said Hesperia.
No.
That desert.
Really? Linda, Hesperia? We lived in Victorville for like 20 years.
Yep.
Of course, most people don't know where Victorville is, but you do. Small, small world.
Yeah, we just moved 2 years ago.
Wow, Teresa says Illinois got it this week. 28 confirmed tornadoes in 2 days.
Wow.
That's why we won't live anywhere in Tornado Alley. We'll take the volcanoes here. Pamela, West Virginia. Jeffrey, North New Hampshire. Laurie in Arizona. Brenda says she's 2 hours from Tulsa. We were just in Oklahoma at the beginning of June, I think.
Yeah, end of May, beginning of June.
So not too far from you. Samantha said hi from South Carolina. Deborah says Florida. Kim, Louisiana. Okay. Julie says West Central Illinois. She said it was intense. All that tornado weather. Jeffrey says 78 here in New Hampshire tonight. That is warm. And Letta says, yes, she knows exactly where Victorville is. We were neighbors.
Yeah.
We were neighbors but didn't know it. Okay, so let me reiterate what we are doing. I am using the Unique in the Creek oval board. I am doing holes every other one just to the outside, not to the inside. Because I'm looking to create a very full swag-like base. So I felt that this was the best way to do it. We're using 22 pieces, 10 on the inside part of the oval, 12 to the outside. They're all cut to 20-inch pieces with a wood burning tool. This is a wide foil orange deco mesh. I like the wide foil over just the regular thin. It's just got a wider metallic piece in it. And then we're removing the inside pipe cleaners as we get to them. I'm almost done. We've got just a few more pieces.
About 85 here tonight, today.
Yeah, and it's going to be 90 tomorrow.
The low still get down in the low 60s.
Elizabeth, you're in Flagstaff? Man, I love Flagstaff. You have family in Flagstaff.
Yeah. Cousins.
Cousins. Well, we know who they are. Wouldn't that be funny if they were neighbors? It is a crazy world. Anastasia said Mississippi. Are there different size oval boards? As far as I know, that's a great question, Linda. As far as I know, she only has one. So it's just the 20-inch oval, which I think is perfect. Because I think by the time you add the deco mesh to the end of it, I think when I did the ghost, he was 28 inches long, 24 inches wide, and he was about 5 inches full. But
Tina said, yeah, then the oval board is one size.
One size, okay.
But
That's
that
what I
would
thought.
still fit in the 24-inch box.
Yes. It is so funny because I was going to get a 24-inch box and just really confirm that. Which I'll do tonight just to make sure. Because I try not to make anything over what will fit in a 24 by 24 by 6 inch box, because shipping is just not good when you start getting really high in the size boxes. But I love this look. I'm in love with this board. Kat has an affiliate link. Correct. Yes, I do. But it's funny. Can you pin it, Steve? The thing that I sent you? I do have an affiliate link with Unique in the Creek. I can't do it from here because I don't have my phone, but I sent it to my husband. I was like, can you do me a favor if you can and just pin this as a comment? Because it's so much different than what we're used to. So removing pipe cleaners from the inside. I've got to pull this one out of the way. But look at how that filled in that oval. So nice. Linda asked.
Maybe Tina can. Tina, can you pin the comment I just put on there?
Linda said, when you cut the round Unique in the Creek board to make your peacock wreath, what method did I use? I'm trying to think. We did the petal with the ribbon on the inside, but it's different. And I'm so bad at petal names, honestly. And I just missed one. Look. Yeah, it's right here. That's why it pays to keep your pipe cleaners going. I missed one. I was like, wait, it's starting to look like it goes into a point. Yes, Cheryl, she said this would be a great board for Nutcracker. That's what I was thinking too. Tina says, done.
Thank you, Tina.
You're awesome. I had to send it to my husband. I was like, can you take this? Can you pin this? Because my tablet wouldn't allow me to see where I had it copied to. Okay, look at so much sparkle. Okay, we've got one more piece to the inside and one more piece to the outside, and then the base is done.
Maybe you can show them the box again.
Yeah, well, we've got to put Frank in there.
Yeah. Cheryl said this orange is a beautiful fall orange.
Isn't it pretty? I love this. Oh, you mean how did I cut the board? Steve did it for me. I basically just drew a line down the center of the board, and I said, can you just cut this right here for me? Because I just need a half. So, Tina, do you know if Laurie has any,
Half boards.
is she going to be making any half boards? Like half the circle. Oh, last one. This is so big, I can't, like, look. Like, have to do it this way so you can see the whole thing.
Yeah.
And literally, it's right here at 28 inches with the very, very end. Okay. I'm going to do this little last piece. So see what I'm saying? I'm always about making sure that we're using our resources wisely, you know, and not like doing every single hole, you know, trying to fill everything if we don't really need to do it. So if there's a method that would allow you to completely cover the board inside and outside, we should do that. So that is it. Like I said, it is 28 inches from deco mesh end to deco mesh end. My cutting mat is 24 inches, so it literally is from one end to the other. And I think it's going to be time to add Frank. Linda says, I love the fullness. Thinking I should use the oval shape for my wooden church. Christmas in July. Oh, that's awesome. And Tina says, we have an affiliate that sells the modified boards on Etsy. Charnelia's Designs S. Awesome. Okay, so let's put Frank in. So Frank, he doesn't stand, but he's a wreath attachment, so he's got pipe cleaners in the very, very back. So we're going to use those pipe cleaners, and we're going to give him a home. We need to make sure that his shoes are covered. Yeah, I will. I'm going to flip him sideways so you can see him. Because if I go this way,
yeah,
you won't see him. So this is Frank. He is this monster ready to make his debut on somebody's front door. So I'm just looking to make sure, like, do I like where he's positioned? Do I have enough at the top? Do I want to center him in the center? Knowing that we're going to have to also come in here and give him his monster-sized sucker, we need to make sure that that hits the board as well so that we can secure that in. And you can, his legs are not posable, so he has metal dowels in his legs, but his arms are. You can position his arms. So I am going to take the pipe cleaners and we're just going to fasten him right to the center of the board. I'm trying to make sure. I'm looking for, and this is a great thing about the board is it's got so many different hole options. So I'm going down one side and I'm trying to position, like, I'm trying to figure out, where do I want Frank to be?
Kim said, too stinking cute.
Isn't he adorable?
She said, oh my god, he's so darn cute.
So we're going to put him in nice and tight. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to twist the pipe cleaners together, and then at the very end I'll actually go through and make sure he's fully secured in. So I'm going to do his bottom.
Linda, you were right. She said he really pops on the orange mesh.
I think, because we were like, do we want to do like orange and black stripe? Do we want to do, I'm trying to find a good spot for his hole to be.
You're thinking about a green background, green mesh?
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so I'm going to grab.
There's a green and white.
So there is one side for Frank. And then we'll go ahead and get him secured in on this other end. So I'm using the inside holes, and I'll kind of show you what I'm doing on the back side. Let me find Frank. Trying to find my hole. You really need to cut down on the Halloween candy, Frank. He's a little on the fluffy side. Okay.
I thought you were going to say Steve.
No.
Yes, I did.
Yeah, I know you've cut down on your Halloween candy. So I'm making sure he's nice and snug in there. Trying to make sure.
Robert asked, where did Frank come from?
I made Frank. So you can order Frank from me at catscreationsandmore.com.
Separately.
Yeah.
And she has different colors.
So there is his happy little shoes with his little bows. And like I said, you can use him one of two ways. You can put him in the wreath. You could also use him as a shelf sitter because Frank will sit, but he doesn't stand alone. Okay, so Frank is in. I haven't decided if I want to make his feet stable to where they don't move around. If so, we'll just hardwire those directly into the board itself. That's what we're going to do with our sucker.
I kind of like the fact that his legs could flop a little bit.
Why?
Just cute, so when people like open or close the door, his legs would just flop a little bit.
Or you could pose, right? You could pose his legs.
Yeah.
He could be like casual, or he could be non-casual. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to secure his monster size candy. It's got to have to be in his hand, right? Because I'm all about making sure that things look ergonomically the way they should be, which means we're not going to just take it and put it in his open monster palm, because that's not the way that you would hold a monster size sucker. So we are going to, I'm going to, right now before I do this, I'm going to add some floral wire to the stem of our sucker, because the sucker's weighted by itself.
Shanna's, does Frank come in pink or purple?
If you want him,
order, so.
yeah, he would be a custom order. So if you want to message me, it all just depends if I can find the fur for Frank.
Did you have black? You have green?
Yeah, right now I have black,
purple.
green.
Do you have purple?
No, I do not have
have
purple. Just black and green at the moment.
And white.
No, white is yours, because you're gonna make the abominable snowman. Okay, so I am just wiring this right onto the stem, right underneath the bow. I've just taken my floral wire and wired that in, because if I was to give it to Frank to hold, even though Frank's got posable arms, the top end of the sucker is actually so heavy it would pull his arm down. So I want to secure the sucker where I want it to be. And I'm thinking I want it up here. So let me see if this will work first of all. We don't want to go too far, but we want to give the illusion that good old Frank is holding that. So I like making things to where if you don't like it and you want to take it off, you can take it off. So I don't glue anything down on my attachments. I just, if I can, I'll floral wire them in. So if you wanted to give Frank a giant monster size candy bar, you could definitely do that.
Yep, Kat just decided to name him Frank. She said he looked like a Frank.
He's been sitting on my bookcase for a week, and I was like, he definitely needs a name. And I'm like, I don't know why, but he kind of looks like a Frank. So I have my hot glue gun already. So obviously we are going to hot glue his fingertips to hold the sucker, just like he would if he was really holding it. There are just so many different creative ways that you can just make an unforgettable wreath. Monster size candy.
Barbara Ann Butts, I love Kat. She taught me so much.
Aw, thanks, Barbara.
Asked for your website or for your Facebook, so I sent them the link.
You can just find me on Cat's Grayson's Wreaths.
Yeah. Cheryl said, I don't know why, but I want to call him Bruce.
It's so funny. I have people who called him Bob, called him Harry.
Igor was good. I thought that was good.
Somebody said Igor was a good name for him. So I'm just making sure that logically he is holding that sucker the way that he should be. So thumb out. He's only got three fingers. He's a 4-fingered monster. So let's make sure this one sticks. And then we will address him. Then we're going to make a bow. We're going to add some ribbon embellishments, and then I think Frank should have a happy home. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and move Frank aside because we're going to create a bow for him. And
CEO the thing.
huh?
CEO the thing.
The other thing somebody did. I think, I don't know why, but I'm feeling like I need a bow here. I was going to do a bow here, but now I'm thinking Frank.
I gotta add a ribbon.
Yeah, like I'm thinking right here. What do you guys think? Where should we attach the bow? Should we attach it to this side or should we attach it here?
I would say if the lollipop or the sucker's on the right side or the left side, then it should go on the other side.
Don't know.
So,
You guys can vote for that. I'm going to show you how we're going to make the bow for Frank's home. Hey, you have that. I'm going to be using the Bandana because that's what I feel most comfortable with. And I'm going to show you all the ribbon we're going to add with good old Frank using orange, black, and green as our color combination today. Let's see, we have an orange base, so we're going to put green on the orange and then pop that. I had all these color coordinated, wouldn't you know? And then I goofed it. Obviously, we're doing candy corn on the top because he's a candy corn monster. But let me tell you where the ribbons came from. I looked these up on Laurie's site on uniqueinthecreek.com, and I'm not pulling them up, but you might have different SKU numbers than I have. But let me just tell you where I found these. Craft Outlet for the candy corn. Craft Outlet for the green, black, and orange. Craft Outlet for the orange film strip. For the spider, what do they call this? I am drawing a blank right now. It's not herringbone. Can't think of the term for this. Let's just say craft outlet for all of them. It's like a diagonal, like plaid, but it's not plaid. Like when I think plaid, plaid is like almost like checkered. There's a term for it. I just can't think. What is this called? What is this pattern called? Is it like argyle? Because it reminds me of like argyle socks. Oh, Tina, Craft Outlet also carries the Unique in the Creek boards.
Harlequin.
Is it Harlequin? And argyle. See, everyone says Harlequin, argyle.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's build the bow. So, first things first, you've got to dovetail the end. So I use wired ribbons in all of my creations. We're taking the wired edges, we're bringing those together. We are going to cut from the folded side. The destination point is always going to be the same. It's going to be down here at the very end on the wired side. So depending upon where you come up on your fold determines how shallow your V is. Now I like mine to be a little bit more prominent. So I like it to be just a little bit deeper. And so now we have like a really good dovetail, ducktail, fishtail, whatever you want to call it. And we're going to be measuring this out to 10 inches. So 10 inches we're going to come in and gather. I'm taking my Bandana and we're just twisting. We're going to place that right inside this little spring-loaded device that'll kind of hold the ribbon. We're going to measure out 5.5 inches for our tails. So everything is going to be a twist. Place it on the inside, and I take my Bandana, I bring it back to the 10-inch line. I'll stretch this out, and the end of it needs to end at 5.5 inches. So right about there. We're going to do that on the other side. Double check our length. We're right at 5.5. And then we're going to take this all the way back out to 10 inches. We're going to cut this, dovetail the end, fold to the wired point. First one's in. Now we're going to do the orange. So what did you come up with a tally of where the majority of the people want the bow to be, left or right? It's so funny. I think you guys are like me. Is it Argyle? Is it Harlequin?
They said left side opposite the candy, opposite the candy.
Okay.
Yeah, opposite the candy.
Everyone's opposite. Okay, this one, the tail is 9.5 inches. And then we're going to do 5-inch loops on this one. So again, just twist, bring it back, pull it out, make sure. Sometimes you have to just make the small little adjustment. Make sure it ends right at 5 inches. It just makes for fluffing your bow so much easier. Because, I don't know about you guys, but sometimes when I go to fluff my bows, one loop is bigger than the other, one tail is longer than the other. Then you gotta try to fidget and try to even them out, and then it makes the other loop too small. I'm like, ugh, just forget it. Let's just do it at the beginning. Okay. Now we're gonna do the Argyle Harlequin spider print. I think that's what we'll call it. Argyle Harlequin. It just reminds me of like golfer socks. That's why I thought Argyle. So again, dovetail the end. This one, that's not a word. So 9 inches in, we're gonna gather, twist, and now we're gonna do 4.5 inch loops. So it's always fun to guesstimate. I guess it's like a weird game I play. I'm like, how close can I get to being right on the money? But I always come back and just double check, because it really does help me make sure that my bows come out the way I want. Cheryl says, now I'm confused. Is it Argyle or Harlequin? It's both. It's both, my friend. And I like that because I felt like it worked.
Judy said Harlequin is diamonds adjacent to each other. This is Argyle.
Nice. But aren't the diamonds adjacent if you're taking the green diamonds in between the orange and the black diamonds? I don't know.
We'll just say Judy knows best, so we'll call it Argyle.
I think it looks more Argyle-ish. So this one is going to be 8.5 inches. And we're going to do another 4.5 inch loop. So because we've already measured the Argyle / Harlequin ribbon, you can put your fingers in the bottom and the top and give it a pull, because they're both. We've measured the bottom one. This way you don't have to worry about, hey, where does that measure up? It's a shortcut, but it only works on that one.
And how to order Frank.
How to order Frank. catscreationsandmore.com. It's just called Halloween Monster, because Frank didn't have a name until 40 something minutes ago. 8.5. So that's my website. That's also where you can find this wreath. Just in case you guys don't know, I only make one of every single design. I never replicate the same wreath twice, because I want all of my customers to have an original. Plus, it keeps me from being bored mass producing things. Okay, this one is only going to be 8 inches. We're still coming down a 1/2 inch every single time. And this one is going to be a 4-inch loop. Double check. We're right at 4. And don't ask me why I turned my bow dabra. I've done that since I started making bows. I think Steve said it's because it helps you prevent your ribbon from getting tangled as you pull it through. So that works. This one's got a pretty thick wire in it. Okay, the last one, candy corn. I always save the most fun printed pattern to be the focal point, besides Frank. So we're doing the candy corn. And this will be 7.5 inches long with 3.5-inch loops. Up and over. Okay, 3.5. This is about the smallest loops that I will go also on a bow, is about 3.5 inches.
Sam said, I just made a monster and trying to figure out a wreath.
Ah, there you go. See? I've got you covered. Grab a Unique in the Creek oval board and you have a great base. Just make sure that you fill in the center. No, because I don't know how many tails I'm going to need. That's why I didn't pre-cut my tails, because honestly I didn't know how big he was going to sit on it, where everything was going to fall. So I'm just going to use a pipe cleaner, bend it into a U shape. Going to pick up this giant stack like a club sandwich. Then I'm just going to move my fingers so I can drop this right in the center. I'm going to twist and then hold the pipe cleaner at the bottom, but then twist the stack of the ribbons. It really helps if you have hand strength issues like I do. Sorry, kicking you off of your workspace. Okay, then we're gonna fluff it. Okay, this is a 24 inch by 24 inch by 1 inch thick, what I call a fluff board. It just allows me to hold my ribbon so that I can work all the things. This literally, I kid you not, is just a piece of plywood, and all I've done on the top is get that peel and stick tile and just a laminate, laminated the top, because now it makes for a really good fluff board. Keeps you from getting splinters in your fingers, and when you build your bows, now you have a nice way to present that. I'm trying to think. Frank's going to be at the bows at the bottom. So if we're making a bottom bow, super easy to do. You pull all your tails down because the bow's going to be at the lower bottom. So we don't want tails going up and to the side. So we're just going to grab all of the tails and pull them down. Like Dory would say. Swing down. Everything comes to the bottom. Just like this. It's still flat. And then what we're going to do is we're going to take the top two and we're going to open and lift. And then we're going to crisscross the opposite side. Open and lift. Ignore the tails for right now. Then you, as the designer, decide, do you want that in the center? Or do you want the Argyle / Harlequin ribbon to be in the center? It's up to you. Whichever way you want to do it, just pull your ribbon in opposite directions. Like this. We have one high, one low. And then on this side, we're going to go opposite. So we'll go high with the other. And we'll bring this one right to the center. Now on the bottom, same thing. Pick and choose which one you want to go where. Kind of like this separated between all the green. And then this one kind of separated between the orange. Opposite side. We're going to pull complete opposites. And you really want to give that bow some lift. So just really open up all of your ribbon tails. So it's super fun. Then we get to pretend our fingers are curling ribbon, like the old style curling ribbon. I know you know what I'm talking about. You're just going to run the ribbon between your fingers. And that puts that curl back in the ribbon so it'll fall away from the wreath. So it'll kind of follow the deco mesh down all the way to the bottom. And then of course, if you're prepping this for a ribbon sale, you just pick all your pretty ribbons and make sure you can see all of the wonderful colors. You might want this one to come to the center, just like this, so that when we turn it around, we have a gorgeous bow. This is now ready to take photos so that you can make them and sell them. It's already got a perfect display board. So we're just taking this off and we're going to add it next to Frank. Okay, so you guys all said this side, right? I'm going to scoot him because I just want to scoot him this way just a little bit. So let me scoot his butt over a bit.
Sam said, "What? Wow, love the way you made your bow."
Oh, thank you. I love making my bows. Okay, Frank. We're going to scoot you over just a bit. Okay, happy there?
Scoot, Frank, scoot.
Right. Frank, scoot. Okay. All right. He is nice and secure. All right. Since our bow is going to go here, I'm going to remove this pipe cleaner because there's no sense in us having that there. If I put ribbons there, it's going to get hidden by the bow. So we've got our pipe cleaner. And see how that's going to nestle in really nice next to Frank. Again, the board just makes it so easy.
Sandy, yep, she made him.
My word, I'm trying to get it in the hole. Hi.
You got one in, huh?
Yeah, I did. I got one. Now I got the other one. Okay. Don't pull all the way to the bottom. If you pull it all the way to the bottom, you're going to compress and unfluff your board. So you're going to let that float on top of your deco mesh, but you want to pull it down enough that it is nice and secure. So see, Frank's got a beautiful bow. So now we're going to come in on all these empty spots that I had, and we're going to add all these ribbons in a ribbon kind of combo. So I am going to cut our ribbon tails to 14 inches. So I'm thinking I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I'm going to probably do it 10.
Lisa, love the monster and the colors.
Thank you.
He's just way past cute and getting cuter.
Right?
So adorable.
So I'm going to do 5 of each, cut them to 14 inches. If I give you some scissors, will you cut the others for me? Okay. Now, Steve, help.
We need what?
I'm going to give you that. Cut this.
How many?
5 at 14. I'm going to give you a cutting mat so that we can make sure they're all the same. And then I'm going to mass cut them all really quick. So I'm just taking these and we're cutting the ribbon tails. Man, Frank, you're taking up a lot of space. Okay, that is there. Do you have the camera zoomed? Or is that out zoomed?
It's not all the way out, but it's mostly out.
Frank, if you can only hear the things that he is saying. I'm just fluffy. Okay, there's 4. I got 1 more. Steve's cutting the green. I have more right here. Already thinking way ahead of you. Already brought a spare roll in case that ran out. Okay. So, I'm thinking the green, I think we should pair, I'm trying to think of the good color combinations for this. Like, I want to introduce the candy corn. I think we should do that with this. Yes. And then we're going to do this. Yeah, we're going to do Argyle with the green. So I am cutting 5 2.5-inch ribbons to 14 inches. I'm cutting the 1.5-inch ribbons to 19 inches, and we're doing 5 of each color combination. I'm going to be using the Argyle / Harlequin paired up with the green that we have going on here. And whoop, have my glue gun here too. I can probably leave it on just in case. Okay, so we'll cut these ones really quick. Normally, I have everything figured out, but this is a first for me on here. Doing a large wreath attachment. So we are just about ready to start adding all of our ribbon tails. I'm even thinking we could, if we wanted to should we go really big?
Here you go.
I know. Let me get a couple of the candy corns. These are done. I'll grab a couple of these and then you can cut the rest for me.
Since these turning out so cute, just makes you want to turn up Monster Mash.
It's so funny. Here, you can cut another 3 at 19 inches. Okay. So, I'm thinking if we wanted to do something with the end of the, how we have our pipe cleaners here. Oh, you have these ones here. Okay, so we're going to take green, going to fold it in half to find the perfect center. Going to walk it right up and gather it. I'm going to tuck this one right in. It's just underneath our bow. And then I'm going to fan the ribbon tails outward. So I'll refluff my bow here in a second. Then we're going to take the 19-inch. We're going to bring the dovetailed ends together. We're going to go up about halfway. We're going to pinch in. And then I'm going to take that and lay that inside. It's what I call a half bow. And then we're going to twist. But I'm going to leave 1.5 inches on my pipe cleaners. So I'm going to open my loop. And then I have to always right side the left portion because it's upside down. And then that is going to fan between the ribbon tails. So with that, we are going to add some green scatters and fillers, green and orange. So they're just little styrofoam balls with glitter on them. So I'm just going to alter that along with the little orange ones. There we go. We're going to tuck that one. right on the end, just to take a lot of that sparkles and bring that sparkle back into the ribbon. Because Frank's got some on his shoes, and we've got it on the deco mesh colors. Now we're going to take the orange combination, and I'm going to go polka dots down, tuck this right in, just like here, and then we're going to use the candy corn ribbon. Same thing, pinch in about 1.5 inches. It makes, it's like a 3D awareness ribbon is the look that you're getting. Everyone's like, go big! I know, right? There are just so many ways you could go big on this. You could add embellishments up the wazoo, but for me, I'm trying to keep shipping affordable. So that's why I make sure that the designs don't go too big.
Fantastic, Kat. Another beautiful wreath.
Aw, thank you so much. So do you guys like the addition of the little balls on the end? It just kind of gives another, like it's bringing the sparkle back. Yeah.
Like a 3D effect.
The green. So I'm taking those. So I'm just going to go around really quick and create these combos. Wherever there's like an opening, but I wouldn't put the candy corn by the candy corn because I think that would just take it away. Like it would hide his little sucker. I think it would look really good if we gave Frank like a little dribble. Like, oh yeah, like if you took like clear glue and just, I won't do it to him, but you could give him just a little bit of a...
Frank had a little bow tie or something.
You think Frank should have a bow tie?
Yeah, but where do you...
Yeah, yeah, where's Frank's neck? He doesn't have a neck. That one's a little off. There's the lime green and then there's a weird green.
Marianne said, I love Frank, he's so cool.
Isn't he cute? See, now he's not Scary Monster. He's like fun. And how fun would that be? Like on Halloween. He's definitely like, you can put him on your front door, but I would strongly recommend that it is a covered porch. And you can do Frank's hair too.
Laurie said, this is beautiful. I've never made a wreath with a big attachment.
Right. This is my first.
Well, you made him with a pretty big attachment, but he is big.
Yeah, well, when I made him.
Yeah.
But normally...
I'm trying to make some that are half the size.
I don't know. I like him big. I think he has to be big. Steve wants to make ones about half that size. So, I don't know. I think the amount of work that goes into them is just the same. It is a process. I have mad respect for the people who make them.
Sandy asked if I may ask, is his eye made from clay? It's okay if you don't want to answer.
No, it is not.
Cheryl said, I like him big.
I like him big too, Cheryl. It's funny, my oldest daughter, who is, how old is Caitlin? 30?
31.
Well, yeah, we'll be 31 here in another week. She wanted me to make him a plush because she's like, I want him as a stuffed animal. And I'm like, okay, that is just definitely taking mom skills to a level I don't want to do. I don't want to be making plush monsters for adult kids.
Yeah. And you can, there's a way to make different eyes and different mouth.
Mm-hmm. Oh, absolutely. We've looked at a couple.
And it's that little tongue deal with this delicious lollipop.
Oh, so true. Okay, I am going to, right underneath his arm, I am going to add it green. So it's just right underneath his hand.
Sandy, you could make his eye though out of clay if you want.
Yeah, you'd have to seal it. The problem that I've noticed is with sealing things is over time, anything that is white will yellow, even if it swears up and down. Non-yellowing lacquer. Okay. So you can get the glitter balls from Hobby Lobby right now. You can get the ones that I'm working on right now, which are the green, the orange, and the brown. They're in their seasonal section at Hobby Lobby. And currently they're 40% off. Because Cheryl just told me that Hobby Lobby's ball just went on sale at 40% off. And see, I'm always making sure that my polka dots are going down.
Maureen says buffering a little bit, but not too bad.
Okay, there's that. Candy corn.
You're almost done.
Yep, once we get around Frank's feet, he will be finished. But like I said, you could, I'm trying to think of what other things, you could add flex tubing to this. I'm trying to give you some options if you don't have a handful of the things. What else could you use? You could get little candy corn attachments and add those. So I'm just hot gluing the ends on so that the little styrofoam balls won't come off. It's just,
You could almost use the monsters for like even different seasons. You could have a red, white, and blue one. You could have all different types of ones.
you could.
Yeah. You could have a Valentine's Day monster.
That just reminds me of like the bear when we were saying it was a man cave and you could take his Christmas sign off because it said Merry Christmas.
Yeah.
And you could change him out and give him a hunting hat for hunting season and change out his sign, but there's a lot you can do. So I'm always encouraging you.
Everything is looking wonderful.
I'm almost done, so hang tight. There we go. Had it in there, but it just didn't want to self-feed. Okay, open. Right side. I've made felt candy corn attachments and painted pumpkins like candy corn for my last wreath you did on an oval board. Oh, Sandy, that sounds amazing.
Yeah.
Cheryl says put a St. Patrick's Day hat on him. He could be. He could be a St. Patrick's Day monster. He could be fall monster. So I'm going right underneath his feet now. So I'm just going to move his foot. And candy corn. I think we have 2 more to go and it's perfect. It turned out exactly right. So exactly 10 ribbon combinations. You could mix those up and, you know, incorporate the rest of the ribbon in there if you wanted.
So with 10 2.5 inch cut at 14?
No, 5 of the orange, 5 of the green.
Right, but 10 total.
10 total.
And then same 10 of the 1.5 inch, cut at 19 inches.
Yes, and then you'll need 10 of the 2.5. Yes, absolutely.
Cheryl said, yeah. Like you said, put a St. Patrick's Day on it. They did
Right.
it with gnomes. Yeah, gnomes are all different seasons now.
Yeah, but it's like you said, they make different colored gnomes for different seasons. 2 more and we're done with Frank. Okay, Frankie, put your feet back. Green. And then we'll put him on the door and you can see exactly what he would look like on your front door. I'm gonna just move his foot so I can get this one ribbon in. Squeezing in. Okay, cut these down. Then I can move his foot back. Guys, don't let me forget. I need to put a hanger on him.
Don't forget you need to put a hanger on.
Yeah, thanks for that now. Okay.
Kathy,
Yeah.
Frank has made a great heavy debut.
He did, right? Here's the last one too, because I cut that one right underneath his bow. So this is just gonna work out perfectly. So there was only 2 places that we did not put a ribbon half bow combo. That's right where the bow is and right where Frank's sucker is.
Yeah.
Yeah, everything else got ribbon combinations all the way through. Okay. Last one. Cut, cut. Let me grab this, and then I'll have you put these away, Steve, if you would. Okay. It's always a challenge because I've gotten into the habit that most of the time I would just push the supplies away while I continued to work with them. Inevitably, I would dump my container with all the scatters and fillers out because I'd bump it. And so now I'm like, just finish it. Just put it away. Okay. Move Frank's foot back. And then we'll go ahead and fluff up his bow. That's what it looks like thus far. And I'm going to go ahead and add a hanger right here to the top. I'm just going to grab a zip tie. And it's interesting because I'll show you where the hangers are on the top. I actually like to hang it from the inside part of the so like where we have the hanger right here, I actually like to attach it down in below here. So you have 2 options. You could hang it from the bottom, which I prefer, or you can hang it on the hanger. I'm going to pivot you up. A little bit higher?
Yeah.
Can I see the camera here? I'm just so used to doing everything. Oh, he needs to go just a touch higher so we can see the top of the door.
And then I'll move the ghost.
There we go. Okay. I'll hand you this. There's that. And here's Frank. Frank is making his debut. So I'm just fluffing his ribbons. Okay, so first hanger option. Now I have a screw that hangs from the bottom of my door. I don't have like a wreath door hanger, but there's Frank at that level. Now you could go a little bit higher, which is what I prefer, and that is taking and placing him just a little bit higher.
Yeah.
And then that sits on that bottom section, just because for me, I like him to be up a little bit higher from the bottom. And then for pictures, you always want to make sure that all of your ribbon tails are out, so you can see all that ribbon combinations you put together. You want to make sure you fluffed your bow, that all of your ribbon tails are nicely open. As you went through all that work to put them all in there, you don't want to see them all like bent backwards.
Beck said he's in his home. Love him. Just that he's pretty on that black door.
Right. So, is he straight?
Yeah.
So his feet are detached, so they don't move, but you can do, like we were saying, you can do one over the other. Steve likes it to where his feet flop. If you don't like his feet flopping, you can just secure them down with floral wire. It's so weird because when I look at it from my tablet, it almost seems like I'm looking at it through the door and all I see is a floating eye and a mouth. But there's Frank in all of his glory.
Yep.
Going behind the little sucker, and take that behind as well, so we can see that a little bit more. What do you guys think? Is there any questions that I can answer for you? I want to thank all of you that have joined me in this guest designer spotlight on the Unique in the Creek page. It has been my pleasure to come to you and teach you something fun and something new for the holidays. And like I said, the board is amazing. You can use it for the nutcrackers. You can use it for the snowman. There's just so many different ways that if you're looking for a way to do a swag and you need some volume, consider using the oval board, just like I did. All right, everyone, I hope you have a blessed weekend, and I will talk to you all soon. Bye for now.